So Brianna has no idea I'm doing this vlog. Hello my lovely friends, it's Margaret. Welcome back to the channel. This is a reading vlog. If you hadn't guessed by looking at the title and the thumbnail, this is going to be I read like 4 paws and a book for a week. So I'm editing this footage and I'm realizing that I absolutely failed at multiple levels of this challenge, so I think the only reasonable thing is that obviously we're going to have to do this again at some point. So you know. Maybe next time I'll let Brianna choose the books for me. This vlog is going to be a little bit all over the place because I am doing this along with also doing Face Off Weekend is coming, and I'm going to have that be its own separate vlog. So we're going to like pause in the middle of the week to do another vlog. Brianna's always got like multiple vlogs going, as I do, so we're already on theme. I picked 3 of Brianna's favorite books from her, the 5 books that she gave as host favorites. And I'm not going to tell you what they are until we get to where we're reading them. But I wanted to open this vlog. I am currently watching some of her videos and doing a little bit of research just because I want to add some stuff. Like, just add a few little like touches that make it more like a Brianna vlog. I unfortunately cannot provide you with a dog. I do not have any dog content, but I do have book content I can give you. So here we are. We're going to be starting this out with a book that may fit in an amazing readathon prompt. I won't know until I have read it. From reading the synopsis of the other books, I'm getting the feeling that it is, like, you can't have pathos in a synopsis and not have that be a retelling of something in Greek mythology. I'm sorry. That is a reference. But the book that I'm going to be reading is Fireborn by Rosario Munda. This is one of the books that is on her faves. And I'm gonna read it. I'm not gonna read it right now though, because I'm technically still working on my first like main prompt book, my travel book, and this is going to be my sightseeing book. But I imagine I will want to start this soon, potentially tomorrow, and I will not have time to update you before I'm able to do that. Hey, hi, hello. I have officially started Fireborn. I am like 30 or 40 something pages into it. I'm about to go read some more. I don't have much of an update. I like this setup. The way that this works is there's a lot that you kind of, like, you get an idea of what's going on from the prologue, and then there's a lot you don't know about, like, the world and the magic system and the dragons and all of that stuff that's going on. Oh, this is bothering me. Stop this. We haven't gotten all of the answers yet. We have a really good grasp and understanding of, like, this competition or this, showdown, what's the word, tournament that they have been in. We've got a lot of good understanding, but like we haven't gotten into detail yet, and I'm really liking how Rosaria, yeah, I keep trying to call her Rosemarie. I know a Rosemarie, that's what's going on. I like how she's introducing us into the world and like how she has structured this story. This might break the mediocre reads curse that I seem to be suffering through this month. I'll probably have more to update you on because this is going to be my audiobook for this weekend most likely. Unless I need to read one of my audio books that I've got. I'm trying to read manga for the face-off just because like those take me like an hour versus an audiobook which can take like 2 hours or something like that. But I have, let's not do it that way. I have packages, and Brianna does that sometimes in her vlogs. In fact, the vlog we just watched. But before I get to the unboxing portion of this thing, I do want to like kind of, I know I mentioned wanting to do a challenge little thingy. I haven't really started reading for it until now, but I want to try to every day this week, at least until I finished all 3 of the books that are on this, I want to try and read at least 100 pages of each of these books a day. Like, that gives me a good idea of what I need, where I am, what I need to be doing. Okay, for total, I'm pretty sure I'm in the 300s for today. But for this particular book, right now, I'm at page 49. So I need 50 more pages to have met the goal. We'll see if that happens. Oh my god. Unboxing time. So this is a book-only subscription that I got from Fox and Wit. I got it for one month. I need to go cancel. I probably got it for 2 months, actually, because I need to go cancel. But I got it for 1 month specifically because they were doing... Oh, it goes this way. Okay. They were doing a special edition of a book that my friend Lily has written. And I think this is going to be her book. I do believe. Oh, look at this. Look at how nice they package that up. There's a little info brochure. Oh. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is the book. that. That is so, oh my God. Oh, Lily, there's a letter from Lily and her signature. Okay, so it does have the original, it has the original cover on the back, on the underside as well. That is such a pretty, like, dust jacket. That is amazing. Oh, that's gorgeous. I'm very interested in what this, it's about a girl who her sister goes missing and then her sister comes back and, like, her sister is, something's wrong. So her sister is different when she comes back. And I wanted to get this to support Lily. It also came with this. This one, I know what this one is. Give me just a second. It's one of my most anticipated books. How do I always manage to, oh, I guess it's one of my most anticipated books of the year. It's Blonde Identity by Allie Carter. Do I know anything about what it's about? No, I don't. I just know that Allie Carter wrote it, and it's giving me Gallagher Girl vibes, only adult. If this is the same, like, I would love it if this is the same dynamic as Zach and Cammie, but adults, I would be here for that. And then the final one, I know I specifically wanted to open it in this vlog because I know who sent it to me. What did she send me? Oh, look at that! She sent me Miss Percy's Pocket Guide to the Care and Feeding of British Dragons. I had a really, so far this has been my favorite book of the books that I did, that I've read for the Smithville books. Aw, you're welcome. This is one that is not going to work for everyone because it's got a very voicey narrator. And like the narrator, like as in the narrator talks to you kind of voicey, and I think that works specifically for me because I'm so, like, it feels like you're reading a theater production in a book sometimes when they talk about that, and I really like that. I really like narration styles that are very theatrical. I enjoy that part. But I know that that doesn't work, like it didn't work for Brianna. I know it doesn't work for everyone. I need to get the second book because I really enjoyed it. I want to see what happens next because this was just such a, like, cute, wholesome, sweet little, like, romance with dragons. I'm gonna go listen to more of our book over here whilst I do things. All right, we're just gonna deal with the lighting situation because if I do not update now, I won't. So, we finished Fireborn by Rosaria Munda. I loved this. This was the best thing I've read so far this month, the most exciting thing I have read so far this month. I had such a good time with this book. Like, I just, all of the different things that are in play and the different politics, this is based on the Aeneid. And you can really see the kind of inspiration there. You can really see it in this book. You can see how she's pulling the different strings. I don't think it's exactly the same story, but like, bits and pieces of a lot of the Greek, like, plays and especially the tragedies kind of make it in here. Like, our main character one of our main characters at the very beginning, like, exists because someone took pity on him as a child and didn't do what they were supposed to do, which was kill him. That's in the first, like, we know that, that's in the blurb. Like, some of them are very spoilery, so I'm not going to get into all of them, but, like, this very much felt like reading a modern Greek myth, and I had such a good time reading this. I'm ready for it. I went and I put the second book on hold before I'd even finished this book. The world building and the characters and the different things, like this, this is what Fourth Wing wanted to be. This delivered everything Fourth Wing was trying to deliver. It just did, and it did it so good. 4 stars. It was really, really good. So this is done. That means we're moving on to Small Miracles. Now, it's like 7 p.m. and you might notice I haven't started that yet. So I have to get 100 pages of Small Miracles read today. I'm a little nervous about that. I don't know that we're gonna hit that. We may fail the challenge. But I gotta keep doing this. I gotta keep going. Other thing, something that is very, very important that y'all need. I know we discussed at the beginning that there would be a lack of dog footage in this vlog, which I apologized for, and I just, like, I decided I needed to do something about that. Like, you can't do a Brianna themed vlog without some sort of puppy involved. So I might have gone and spent a little bit of money. And I've got somebody for you to meet. I hope none of y'all thought that I was actually talking about a real dog. I got this little stuffed schnauzer. He is so soft. His name, according to his tag, which he is not wearing because they didn't give him a collar, but his name, according to his tag, is Siegfried. He is going to be my friend for the rest of this vlog. I thought we had to at least have something to take to make up for the fact. He's very cute. He is very cute, and I think he gets to stay on my bed until I get a real one. Although the real one I get, you're going to get much bigger than this. Hello, I owe you guys an update, but first, I got presents. So, okay, we're going to open this one first. This one is from Bookish K. I think I know what this is. From Bookish KJ. Let's see if I can do this without damaging the pretty thing inside. Let's not do that. Look at this. I finally own a copy of the Illumicrate edition of Little Thieves, which, look at this, babe. Look at this, baby. And also, oh, I love this. This is fantastic. I have been looking for one of these, and Bookish KJ was kind enough to be willing to send me their copy. So thank you so much. It's gonna go right there, right up there. You can't see it. It's gonna go right next to the Laini Taylor books, where the Laini Taylor books go, because that's where it fits. It will get moved somehow. I don't know how, but it will get moved to the favorite shelf at some point. And then we have this. Very excited. I've been waiting for this. I ordered it in like July. Am I going to get attacked by confetti? No. They didn't even like separate these. They just like threw a clump in. I knew if there was any of the cardigans I was going to get, it was going to be the Speak Now one. Oh, this is so soft. Like, you can say what you want about some of the quality of these things, but like of the stuff, like the prints and stuff, but this is some of the softest stuff I have ever. I am not putting it on right now because I will die. It's so purple. I can't wait to wear holes in the elbows like with all my other cardigans. Anyways, we're here with an update and where we're going next. So, I finished Small Miracles. 5 stars. It was so... it was good. I had a feeling that I was going to really enjoy. I didn't know that I was going to enjoy it as much as probably Cal and Brianna did. But I knew I was going to really enjoy this. I am a big sucker for like an irreverent tone. I'm a big sucker for a footnote. I am a big sucker for two people that are just like falling for each other and trying to do hijinks, but also dealing with feelings. I'm a sucker for those kinds of things. And like just the way that this is paced and built and all this stuff, I just highly, highly recommend. I don't have as much to say about it as I probably did for Fireborn, or I probably will have for the next book. But like, just highly recommend. And then, so the next book, the reason that we waited until now for this update is that the next book finally came in from the library, the audiobook. I've been waiting for the audiobook to come in, because this is a thick book, okay? It's a very thick book. To the final book that I am reading for this Reading Like 4 Paws in a Book vlog is Ashes of the Sun by Django Wexler. I have been told that this is just basically gay fantasy Star Wars. And you've got me with Star Wars. I don't have much of an update. I did need to come and lodge a complaint specifically to Brianna about this book. And that complaint, Brianna, is that it is very hard to be listening to this book and not be texting you like every 30 seconds, because it's just like, it's very good. It's very good. And I slightly regret not, like, the fact that this is a secret. I slightly regret that, but also at the same time, I don't. It's really interesting because you can kind of see his, like, the things he's pulling, and you can tell exactly... You can tell exactly what his issues with the prequels are. This is like if Obi-Wan and Anakin's confrontation at the end of Revenge of the Sith had been where we kind of start their relationship off from. Because it's like Luke and Leia, but with Obi-Wan and Anakin's relationship. And it's It's great. Django Wexler is just pulling from so many different parts of this kind of Jedi Order and asking so many interesting questions, because I have to admit that, like, he's asking some really interesting stuff that as a kid, like, I thought was interesting to ask when I was watching the prequel series, just to kind of get this idea of like at some point, you know, it's very hard when you are a large overarching kind of thing with the amount of power that the Republic has and the amount of power the Twilight Order has in this world. It's very hard to stay the good guys, because when you have that much power, you are having to make decisions that are going to they're going to end in the deaths of tens of thousands of people. That's part of why, like, you'll hear people talk about how there's no U.S. president that's not a war criminal, which, valid. It's very valid, because I think a lot of the time bureaucracies want to reach for the quickest, most effective answer and not the one that leads to the most or the one that's the most moral. We see that a lot when people start trying to talk about, like, the atom bomb in Hiroshima, and, like, I'm sorry, bombing civilians it's a bad call. I don't care. So anyways, we're dealing with this thing that's like two siblings on opposite sides of this conflict, one of whom doesn't even know this conflict exists. We're dealing with what they are them struggling with that, because we've just had the first moment where they realize that this person who was a key part of their upbringing is not on their side. I think we're going to see, because I think one of the flaws in Star Wars is that you have this giant ass Jedi Order that's like, oh, you have to suppress your emotions, and you have to do this, and you have to do that, and blah, 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 blah. And those are all parts of being alive. And, like, so instead of teaching you to actually deal with it or to process it healthily, this is sounding really familiar, they just have you suppress those emotions, anger, fear, rage, those kinds of things. And I think we're going to see something similar in that, because Star Wars kind of paints the Jedi Order as the good guys towards, you know, in the prequels at least. And they were part of the problem. Like, they were legitimately contributing to the problem. It's interesting because Django Wexler very obviously saw the prequel trilogy and came to some of the same conclusions that I did in regards to, like, why we were having, like, why some of these things were happening, what some of the problems in the Order were. I have today off. I've had today and yesterday off because there's a storm that just passed over us, like, in the early hours of this morning. So I think I can make a good, like, it's not a very long book, so I think I can probably finish this between today and tomorrow. I think we can definitely have Ashes of the Sun finished in time, because I'm currently on page, like, 3-something. I'm on 322. I do have a massive vlog that I have to edit, though, so we'll see if that happens. If I do manage to get that done, I'll link it. Hold on. Up top. We have an update. A fight has just been fought, and my god, this book is so stupidly, sickeningly adorable right now. Like, it's just so sweet. Also, I almost gave the secret away on sprints on Thursday night. Whatever night we went ahead and did the final sprints for the readathon, we were talking about audiobook narrators. And, like, Brianna said something about the person who was doing the narration for Ashes of the Sun, which I haven't read a lot of Ruth Ware, so I guess I didn't recognize it, because I've only read, like, one. And I was like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. So close. So close. If I manage to keep this a secret, I will be very impressed with myself. But speaking of, I should probably get this off screen now. But anyways, I am almost done. We've got, like, 6 hours of the audiobook left. I am enjoying it. I'm really liking it. I still think Small Miracles is going to end up being my favorite out of these, but I could be wrong. I like both of the plot lines currently with Ashes of the Sun, which can be a hard thing to do. Neither of them am I like, ugh, this is so boring. Like, both of them are, like, really giving us information for the plot and moving the story along, and you can very well see, like, Django Wexler has, like, it's going to come together at some point. You just don't know how yet, but you can tell that the two are connected in some way more than just like these two siblings.
I'm just gonna put my little buddy back there while we wrap this up. Hello, my lovely friends. It is several months later, but I have finally finished Ashes of the Sand of the Sun by Django Wexler. I don't like sand. It's coarse and irritating and it gets everywhere. This book. Let's talk. What the fuck, Brianna? Brianna was very accurate when she described this as gay fantasy Star Wars. I think fantasy Star Wars, because there's two different relationships in this. One of them is a sapphic relationship, one of them is a disaster. I loved this. I've already said that. I'm trying to bring back thoughts, because it's been a few days since I have actually finished this. This is what they were trying to do with the sequel series. This did a better job of analyzing the initial structure in the original Star Wars trilogy and also what we get in the prequels, did a better job of analyzing those things, of analyzing an order like the Jedi Order, of looking at the power dynamics that come with that, looking at the things that, like, we have very much just this situation where people who were the protectors are now no longer doing their job. They've accumulated too much power. They've started getting interested in their own interests. Does it sound familiar? This is how democracy dies, with thunderous applause. It does the examination of that. It does the examination of those power structures so well. It does the sitting back and going, okay, so obviously this stagnant order that's keeping all of this power to themselves needs to go. It needs to be taken down. But how do we do that? Like, what would be the consequences of doing that? And I really enjoyed how Django Wexler was able to look into that and explore that. I also think that, so in this one, we have two siblings that are fighting against each other. And I think that when did Django Wexler write this? So that whole relationship and tension and dynamic between Rey and Kylo, they got so out of whack. That entire, like, relationship and dynamic of these two people on opposite sides of this thing who have a connection was done so much better in here. And I think it's because the connection in here was intentional. It was purposeful. It wasn't, like, I get why people ship Rey and Kylo, but I think that this, in making it a sibling dynamic, in making it something that has stakes that are more personal than just, oh, this person's hot, and the people like them together, so we're going to put them together and we're going to derail the entire plot that was originally set up in the first of the sequel trilogy. We're going to derail all of that and just put characters that were supposed to be the focus to the side so we can bring this other person to the front. I have feelings about the sequel trilogy. I'm so sorry. And this carried it through. And I think that they did that, two people being on opposite sides of this not disagreement, not like war. It's two people on opposite sides of this political spectrum. Two people in opposite positions when it comes to their power within society. It takes these two people that are having to deal with the fact that they have this connection, they have these memories of each other as children, despite one of them being taken away when she was very, very young because her parents weren't able to provide her with the medical care that she needed. And the Order was able to do that. This is what I wanted from The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker. This is what I wanted. This is what I think a lot of us, now that we're grown, wanted from the prequel trilogy as well. Because I think, like, George Lucas does what he can with this idea of Empire and examining it. And I think he does a decent job, but I think this goes further into it with a more progressive even lens than George Lucas. Because, I mean, George Lucas has to be some form of, or has to have been some form of progressive for him to still be going, the rebels in Star Wars were the Viet Cong in later interviews. This really captured the magic that was that original trilogy, and I think it does what the other trilogies try to do much better. I also really enjoyed, like, the world building and the magic system and the way that Django Wexler was, like, taking these tropes from Star Wars and adapting them to his particular world. There's still a lot of questions. There's still a lot of stuff going on. We've got, like, so many different factions. Like, we're not just doing the Sith versus the Jedi. Like, we've got the Order, we've got the ghouls, we've got, like, the Undercity, not the Undercity, like, not, what is the word? The word, it's like the rebels, but also they're criminals, which typically rebels are criminals, so I guess, like, that kind of tracks. But I'm very interested to see where this trilogy goes in further books and how Django Wexler is going to unpack some of the things that he has set up in this. I enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed Fireborn, so I think this is on par with Fireborn because I gave both of them 4 stars. My favorite book in this vlog is obviously going to be Small Miracles because I just had such a good time with that. Like it was the perfect book at the perfect time, and I loved it. I'm very happy with these books. I think I did a good job of picking books from Brianna's favorites list that I knew I would like. Our tastes do not always align, but in this case they did, so I'm very happy with that. We can still be friends. I was very worried, like, what happens if I don't like this book? I would have been in trouble. So that was me reading 3 of the host favorites that Brianna chose for the Amazing Readathon. Yes, it's several months late. Yes, it didn't go up when I wanted it to go up, but that's fine. I kind of knew it wasn't going to, but I did it. Let me know, have you read any of these books? What were your thoughts on them? Are you interested in any of them? I would love just thoughts in the comments. Like, talk to me about talk to me in the comments. I just want your thoughts. I want to know what's going on in your life. Let me know how you are. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, if you enjoyed this video, I will have another vlog right up over here. You can continue on just watching away, or you can check out whatever YouTube thinks you should watch down here. That is it for now, my friends. Happy reading, and I will see you later when we will talk about more wordy, nerdy things. Bye!